Hello everyone. I hope everyone's doing well today. I am feeling spectacular today. I was telling Erin that after my week's vacation of painting, watercolor painting on the beach of Mexico, I am feeling fantastic today, and it's great to be back on American soil. Hooray for America and our good water. So, thank you very much for joining me today. Let's see, so confident. We have done extremely well with kit orders this month, and our substitute kits have gone over well. We still have some of those fabrics left, and so you're welcome to order the Sterling kits. Next Tuesday, we will be announcing the add-on pants options for kits that go with all of the fabrics for all of the kits that we have provided. And then a week from Friday is our launch of the video and the Hudson Pant Variation Month. So next week's a big week for us, and hope you'll join us for all of that as well. A lot of you have been asking about the status of So Kansas events for us. And as you know, we were on hold with those for a couple of years. So we've opened up 2 dates. And we did offer those dates to people who had deposits with us from 2 years ago, and so those spaces have been filled by those people, and so we now are opening it up to our general population of customers. We have 2 dates, April 5th through 8th, which is coming right up, and we have 9 openings for that one. And we have an August 2nd through 5th date, and we have 1 opening for that. So if you're interested in So Kansas, we welcome you finally. We have changed the format slightly this year. We are starting with a trunk show and gathering on the Tuesday night, and then a 3-day workshop where I will do demos in the morning, and then you have time the rest of the day to do exactly what you want to do, whether it's fitting issues, wardrobing, consultations, sewing technique, interest, whatever you want to do, however you want to spend the time is fine, but we are here to help you personally, and we only take 11 people, and it's a small group, and we have lots of staff people to help you, so it should be a great time. We're looking forward to it. So come see us in April if you have the chance. I received an email from a good customer about our slopers for pants. And I thought I would respond to that. It's a difficult question for us because we do not work from slopers. And whereas we used to post on our website that we had kind of sloper number 1 and sloper number 2, and we would put the names of the pants patterns within those categories, and people had a sense of what was alike, what patterns were most alike. But all of that is kind of dissolved because some of those patterns have been discontinued, and we've brought out a lot more pants patterns. In fact, I was going to count here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We have 12 pants patterns, which kind of blew my mind when I wrote this all down. And so I'm going to hold up this little chart, so to speak, and just go through a little bit of discussion about our pants. So if you were to measure yourself and then compare your measurements to the charts on the back of the envelope and allow at least 4 inches of ease for most pants, you would select your size from that. All of that is clearly written out in our fitting encyclopedia, both book and workbook. Fashion fitting encyclopedia. Is that what we call it? Yes. Yes. So if you were making the Hudson, Picasso, West End, or Chesney pants, you would use that chart and your standard sizing to make that size. So I'll call that sloper number 1. It just so happens that within that category, the West End pants and the Chesney pants are the same crotch shape. So in a sense, they're identical. They just differ in leg width. That's really about it, just leg width, basically. But I wear the same size in all 4 of these patterns, and I call that my basic standard pants size. Same goes with the helix and the pencil. Now these are our slim pants that are generally made in a stretch fabric or a knit fabric, and I wear the same size in those as well. The slopers, the stride shape does differ a little bit, so they fit a little bit different in the back, but they are very, very close. And it's more about the waistband detail change than anything for these two, plus one is print and one is digital. Now, when I get into the Valencia pants and the urban pants, they're basically the same sloper. And they also do not have, excuse me, a side seam. So you have different fit possibilities there, or options, or no options. And I tend to go up one size in those two patterns. It's interesting how a pant with no side seam fits so many shapes of people. You would think that it would fit someone who, let's say, doesn't have a waistline like me. But in fact, it does fit someone who has a waistline and a little bigger behind, so to speak. We do have plus sizes in the Valencia, and that's a totally different sloper than the regular sizes. Then we have 4 patterns. The Hollywood pants, which are a trouser style pant with a fly front, pockets, pleats in the front. I'll call them the, now I knew I would not be, it's names that go first. What was her name? That famous woman who wore trousers. The famous actress, doesn't matter. Audrey? Not Audrey, the other one. The other Hepburn. Katharine Hepburn. The old one. All right. So those are, thus the name Hollywood. That's really why they were named the Hollywood, because they were named after Katharine Hepburn. But at any rate, the trouser. Then the mimosa pants that are quite fitted, don't have a separate waistband, have kind of a facing that trims the top of the pants, has a side seam zipper, and darts for fitting. The Getaway are jeans, and the Madrid are a slim pant with lots of seams, center front, center back, and all of that. These are all very individually shaped, and I recommend making muslins for all of those, for sure, and optional muslins for these. So those, I'm sorry that I can't be more specific about slopers, but this is a little synopsis of our pants patterns. All right, so today we are going to talk about exposed zippers. So a couple years ago, I had prepared a class to be filmed for Craftsy all about zippers. Every kind of zipper on the planet was going to be in that class, from invisible zippers to lap zippers to centered zippers to exposed zippers to decorative zippers and all of that. And I was ready to go. I had my plane ticket to Denver to film the class, and I'm not sure which happened first, whether Craftsy sold or the pandemic came, but whatever. The class did not happen. So I am thinking actually about filming my own zipper class, but I thought I would at least pluck out one of the lessons from that and show it to you today briefly. And this is actually an idea that came from another email from a customer, and I thank you for all your ideas that you send me and things that you want to hear about on Facebook Live. So that helps me plan for the future and gets me off the hook for trying to dream up a new topic. So thank you for that. So exposed zippers. In the old days, decorative zippers couldn't be found. You could find maybe some colorful zippers to put into a jacket, or some short zippers or something like that. But just to walk into any store and find a range of really cool zippers was really hard. But now there are sources for great zippers. And I think I will probably compile that list at some point and put it in that class. But nevertheless, we carry quite a few zippers that I think are pretty cool. So I was going to show you some styles and pattern styles where we use zippers that are exposed. And I have on one of them. Now I know that Aaron and Betsy talked about the Brando Jacket last week. Well, I'm talking about it this week as well, because the Brando Jacket has this diagonal exposed zipper. And one side is actually applied to the surface of the fabric, and the other side is inserted into the seam like a normal zipper. Has a facing and an outer fabric. So here are a couple of other Brando jackets. This one is in French terry, kind of a loopy French terry, and I used the right side of the French terry here and for the side panels, and then the wrong side, the loopy side of the French terry for the contrasting part. And this zipper is something that we've carried for a while, and I love them. They are a black and white stripe. We carry them in 2 lengths, and they're just perfect for the Brando. I like to wear this open like this, so it's kind of draped. I underlined this particular French terry in another viscose knit, so it has a nice finish on the inside as well. I will say that I've had to be a little bit careful when using French terry and using the wrong side, because this could have the tendency to what's the word? No, pull. Got a little snag. Oh gosh. Ooh, too many days on a beach, apparently. My vocabulary is gone. So anyway, this is the Brando in a knit. And then this is the Brando in a woven. And this is a fabric that is a heavier weight cotton. I call it a jacket weight cotton. Sometimes it's referred to as canvas, but don't be stumped by that word canvas. It's not a canvas. It is a heavier weight cotton. But again, here it is a print fabric, and again using that black and white zipper, lined with a fun gingham check. And the technique on this particular jacket is a bagging the lining technique. Now I know we're talking about zippers, but bagging the lining comes to mind, and this jacket happens to be the jacket that was featured on the cover of Threads magazine in March of 2020. And the article is actually about bagging the lining. So that technique applies to any jacket lining concept, not just the Brando jacket. But this is a technique where there's no hand sewing at all, not any little place for applying a lining. So you might want to check that out as well. You can also read about it online if you are an insider, which I am, which I love. And all you do is go to Threads magazine and search for either Linda Lee or bagging the lining or Brando jacket or something, and that article will pop up. So that's the Brando with an exposed zipper. Part of the Alex and Olive pattern. This is the olive shirt, t-shirt. Has this wonderful diagonal seam, so it's like rotated, a nice scooped neck. And here is the applied zipper. Now this one has the tape applied and exposed on both sides. Now this zipper is not required to get into this garment. It's just purely decorative. So of course you don't have to put the zipper in this garment, but it makes a nice statement. And notice that the pull is actually at the bottom of this. So we have this zipper with the black tape in lots of different teeth colors. Silver and antique brass and shiny brass and I think a rose color and all kinds of black even. So we carry this zipper in several varieties. So that's the olive top. This is a lengthened peony vest. And the peony vest normally does not have a zipper, and normally this facing folds back on a shorter vest, but I chose to actually apply this same black and white zipper and lengthen this and make it more tunic length. And this is a really fun vest to wear. I have it over the trio t-shirt, but of course it'll go over any t-shirt. But again, this is the same. This is using the boucle rayon and wool that Betsy and Aaron talked about last Tuesday. And so these edges don't have to be finished. So this is a raw edge of the fabric that's applied over the zipper tape, but then this zipper tape is applied on the surface of the fabric. We have a pattern called the Urban. I've already talked about Urban pants, but it also comes with a top. And this is the Urban t-shirt, the short sleeve version. Now normally this is a seam that has a flange, so it's a drapey, ruffly front. Excuse me. But I've chosen to use that seam as a feature and remove that flange. So this is a decorative zipper, so this makes it into a little cardigan. Now, again, you wouldn't have to be able to open it up. You can get this t-shirt on without doing that, but it just makes a nice little cardigan. And just as a side note, of course, this is a basic gray viscose knit, but these are scraps of fabrics from various other projects. You can tell I like stripes, that have been appliqued by machine to the top of this. And then I added the black and white stripe at the neck and also at the sleeve. So that's the short sleeve version. And also in the pattern of the Urban t-shirt is the long sleeve version. Same thing. Now the story here is that I used to buy really fun little t-shirts for my daughter when she was young. Some she wore, some she couldn't stand. Well, I kept them all. And so I started, why keep them in the tub in the basement? So I got them out and started cutting them up. And I started using them as appliques. This happens to be an actual pocket from a skirt that she had. And I've added some other little stripes. And these are the actual sleeves on some little shirts of hers. So every time I look at this, I think of my daughter. And it's a fun way to utilize some things that you have. And again, the zipper is on that diagonal. This particular zipper is a lace zipper. I think it's really pretty. Here's the black and white zipper. And then here's another colorway of the black zipper that we have in black, gold, bronze, whatever. So, hopefully I've inspired you to do something with zippers. So let's talk about how we do this. So I'm going to do it on the Brando jacket. And this is the left side, the side that's going to have the zipper tape that's completely exposed. So I have a tailor tack that identifies the top and bottom of the zipper. Obviously, this is going to change on every size. So we have a size of zipper recommended in the pattern that would fit the largest size. So it might be that you have to cut a zipper down, which we're going to talk about. So I take a chalk mark, use my chalkener, and I mark a line on the surface of this. And then on the back side, I have applied and fused a 1-inch wide strip of fusible interfacing. And I use one that, has some heft to it, a knit interfacing, so it gives it good support. And that is directly under this chalk line. So then I use the chalk line as my guide Okay. Well, I don't know why that's not coming off. Normally this would separate. I can't tell you why it's not working. Okay, there you go. We're not going to force it when it doesn't want to do it. Yeah. But normally I would be working with just this 1/2, and the zipper teeth are on that chalk line. Now, if you have the right length zipper, great. But if you don't, what are you going to do? The end of this does get turned down so that it's nice and neatly finished at the top of the zipper, but you need to apply a new stop. And with that, you need some stuff. So you either order a little kit of pulls and stops, both bottoms and tops, and you can get that from Zipper Stop, or a lot of places. All you have to do is Google zipper stops, and lots of sources come up in various finishes. But this is a nice little kit that came from Zipper Stop. Or you can order bags and bags of stops. And remember, there is a difference between the top stop and the bottom stop. So you have to be sure you're ordering the right thing in whatever finish you need. And they come in sizes. And that was the hardest part for me, to know what size fit that zipper. So of course I had to order all the sizes to figure that out, which is not too big a deal, so now I have them all. And then you have to have some crimpers. And these are these funny little scissors that put that stop on and then crimp them over the teeth. This is a set. I'm not sure these particular two came together, but you can buy them as a set at Walmart and places like that. So these are not obscure tools that you can't get a hold of. But this is what you need to kind of hold on to it, get it onto the top of the zipper, and then use this tool to crimp the stop around the teeth and really hold it in place. We have a nice tutorial, which I'll talk about later, of how you deal with all of that, because you have to get rid of some of the teeth, but you want the tape to remain, and so that's all part of how to finish the top of that zipper. Well, I would zip that right up for you if I could, but I have completely obliterated whatever ability I have to work this zipper. Okay. All right, but I want to show you a couple of other ideas. So let's say you want something really, really fun, and you don't have a zipper that's particularly interesting on hand or can't find one. So here are some fun ideas. So each side of these zippers represent sort of a different little technique. So this is simply X's made with 4 strands of embroidery thread. This is a checkerboard effect made with gold paint. I just used a square brush and literally painted the tape. This one has a piece of rickrack sewn on top of it. And this is a piece of ribbon that's sewn on top of it. I think I got so distracted with what I was dealing with on the zipper that I forgot to tell you that after you line the zipper teeth up, you sew it down with using a zipper foot, and you sew it in 2 places, both next to the teeth and on the outer edge of the tape. Sorry about that. I forgot all about that. I didn't really look at that until I saw this. So you can be really creative with your zippers. The other thing to remember, gosh, I forgot to tell you this too. Whew. Applying this. You want to use some double-sided sticky tape to tape this in place first before you top stitch it. I tried using Fusee Web and it works, but sometimes when you get an iron on this tape, some tapes will shrink, and that then is why a lot of zipper teeth will wave on you. So to get rid of that problem, you want to glue that down in a different way. I find that gluing it is better than just pinning it, because with pinning it, you sometimes can't get it really straight. So this double-sided sticky tape, which I think the girls talked about last week as well, is the thing to use. All right, I wonder what else I've forgotten to tell you. Okay, so let's talk about some fun fabrics for all of these garments: the Brando Jacket, the olive top, and the urban top, and the Peony Vest. Let's start with this. This is a beautiful heathered sweater knit in a dark olive green. And I can't think of a single pattern that I've mentioned today where this wouldn't look good. I mean, it would be great for a Brando. It would be great for the peony, wonderful for the olive and the urban. So it'd be great. But let's say you made a Peony Vest or a Brando jacket out of that. You could use this beautiful printed cotton knit as a t-shirt or some trim, some binding. It could be something that you could cover your zipper with. So I think it's a nice complement to that. This is a cotton, but it has some structure to it. I won't call it canvas, but it is definitely a jacket weight cotton. And it is this wonderful tropical leaf motif. Make a great Brando jacket. This, I love this. I mean, I think this is very Japanese. In fact, it comes from a Zen chic collection. So it has that very Japanese flavor to it. But I'm in love with circles, and these remind me of embroidery stitches anyway. So it's a really fun print. But it'd make a great Brando jacket with the black and white zipper, or a black zipper with either gold or silver. I would line it because it's not particularly attractive on the wrong side, but the Brando jacket includes the lining pattern anyway. So that would be a really snappy Brando jacket to wear with jeans or white pants, off-white pants, black pants, or even a neutral color as well. I saw something yesterday. I get a catalog from a company out of Vail, Beaver Creek. It's very expensive stuff, but they're showing a lot of sequins for casual wear. And I look at this and think it would be great to wear this with like a sequined t-shirt underneath. Their t-shirt in there was only $2,800, by the way. So, you know, isn't that why we sew? That's why I sew. All right, this one is a cotton and linen. So it has a linen characteristic, but there is some cotton to it. And it reminded me, we no longer have this particular fabric, but it did remind me of it and would have the same character as this particular Brando jacket. And of course, that would make a great vest as well. These are the two fabrics that we're crazy about that have the rooster print on them. This one in the black with the red, and this one with the pale green and the pale aqua. So unfortunately, the roosters are upside down as they come off the bolt here, but fantastic weight for a Brando jacket, and really a fun spring look. All right, we have the same heather sweater knit, and the fiber on this it's not wool, even though it looks like it. It's polyester and rayon, so it has a lot of stability. It'd make a great vest, Brando jacket. It'd make any of these patterns. It'd make a beautiful olive top. But again, you could pair it with this print knit. I love the motif on this and this play on warm and cool and all of that. The colors are fantastic and it looks great with this knit. Now this is a really special fabric and we don't have a lot of it. I ordered it from Belgium. We get a few fabrics from Belgium every once in a while. They tend to be a little more pricey, but they are incredible in their weave pattern. So not only is this a stripe, but it's also a jacquard. So it has this wavy woven motif running through it vertically. I think you could use either side of it. This is the right side, but this has a lot of depth and character to it and would make an incredible Brando jacket. And I'd put a black zipper with that with probably black teeth. I wouldn't maybe, quote, feature the zipper, but I can see this diagonal black zipper coming across these horizontal stripes. And that would be a stunning, stunning jacket. Now this is, we describe it as a double knit on the website. It's a very light interlock, meaning that it does not curl like a jersey, so it has a different structure. If you're wanting to have a better description of the general character of it, it's a very lightweight ponte. But I love the fact that this is a printed, the black is printed on the white instead of the reverse. And this would make any of these garments. And you know, there's just something really crisp and wearable about pure black and white. You can put any color with it, no color with it, and it would make a beautiful jacket or top. You could pipe it, trim it, line it, whatever with this black and white stripe, Or of course you can do your urban t-shirt in the stripe and add your colorful patches or a fun zipper on top of it and really have fun with that. So those are our fabrics today. Do we have any questions?
What are you wearing?
Oh yes, I'm wearing the Brando Jacket in a very odd vinyl coated mesh scuba thing that we don't have the fabric anymore, but it was really, really a fun fabric. This is an ET that has a funnel neck added to it, and I'm wearing the West End pants in a print.
And can you turn around? They wanted to see the back of the jacket too.
This has, you can probably see it better on this, has a center back seam and princess style seaming, both front and back. That's one of the only patterns we have that has a shape like that.
Can you pull out the urban again? I think they wanted to see which pattern you added the zipper, since that's not in the pattern.
Wanted to see what now?
So this is the one that's not in the pattern, like you added that detail.
Right,
So.
This seam does exist. Mm-hmm. So I just eliminated the add-on flange and used the seam for the zipper.
Off topic, but it says a little off topic, but I want to know when your shoulder pads are coming back in stock.
We don't know the answer to that. We are struggling with that. They come from Japan. We're not able to get them right now. We were sent some substitutes, which we're looking at, but I haven't made a decision. So I don't know. Could be never.
Does the paint on the zipper ever crack after use?
I can't answer that because I haven't really ever used one hard enough, long enough to know if it cracks.
Does the exposed zipper only work on with a separating zipper?
No, you can use any zipper. You can decorate any zipper. I think it depends on the function of the zipper, but I've seen lots of ready-to-wear with side seam zippers that open up skirts and pants that are not a separating zipper at all.
How do you finish the bottom if you do that?
How do you finish the bottom if you don't have a separating zipper? You can leave it, and I would probably leave it, or you can turn the bottom of it under and top stitch across it. Or you could apply some decorative thing like a triangle or a bar. You could make it decorative if you wanted to, across the bottom.
Is the gingham check lining a cotton?
The gingham check lining is a cotton. It is a smooth cotton, very fine shirt weight cotton.
Maybe you answered this in your explanation, but how do you shorten an exposed separating zipper?
I shorten it from the top, and I would cut away the teeth that I don't need, leaving some of the tape above that so that that tape can be turned down, and then I put a stop. Well, I put a stop on the teeth before I cut away the rest of the teeth, but I would apply a new stop, cut away the exposed teeth above that, and leave some of the tape to turn down.
A lot of good feedback on having a zipper class, so
Okay.
they seem to like that idea. And there's a couple questions about Sew Kansas. We can add a link to in the comments about how you can sign up for that.
Okay.
The question's about what exactly a sloper is. Is that the same as a pattern?
A sloper is I don't know exactly technically how I should describe it, but it's a shape that is a standard by which you build patterns around. So, for instance, a pant sloper might have a crotch shape, and that same crotch shape is used over and over and over again, which is not what we do. If I went to a sloper can also be called like a moulage. A moulage is a fitting shape, something that emulates a body, and people go to classes to make moulages so they understand what's going on with their body, whether they have a forward thrust neck or extra long arms, or their waist lengths are short or long or whatever. It's sort of a study. A moulage can be kind of a study of who you are and what your shape is. It's like a flat dress form.
Do you carry 24-inch navy separating zipper?
We do not have any navy zippers.
And can you talk about how sometimes zippers shrink when washed and cause a rippled effect? How do you stop that?
You can't not wash it. It's going to ripple. Maybe you buy 2 zippers and you wash one, and you see what happens. And if it's going to do that, there's no way to prevent it. So you're going to have to do something else to clean that garment, then throw it in the washing machine. Same way with, that's how I found out that zippers would buckle if I pressed or steamed the tape. I did it on one, it did it, so I didn't do that again. And I had 2 zippers.
Could you make the Brando in denim, even with the princess seams?
Oh, absolutely. A Brando in denim would be fantastic. This would be a great jean jacket. Yeah. And boy, do we have the perfect denim.
Exactly.
Yeah. In fact, it's a great idea.
Stay tuned. Spring Brando jacket.
Yeah. I don't know about you, but I've tried to buy jean jackets, the Levi or Wrangler or whatever jean jackets, and I can't find one that I can get my arms through, or the sleeves are too long and the body's too short. The fit is really tricky on those things. I think those things are made for little people who don't want to close them.
Mm-hmm. They can be binding.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But I love them.
Yeah. Erin wears a jean jacket quite a bit, actually. And her shoulders are not little. So she found one. It's like pantyhose. You have to persevere.
You just throw those things away.
Well, that's true. Yeah, I haven't worn pantyhose in a long time, but in the days when we were looking for those kinds of things, or bras, there you go. It's more like that.
There you go.
Yeah. You just find the perfect one, and then they discontinue it.
Can you use the same zipper stop that you cut off the top? Like
no, a zipper top needs to be big enough to go over the teeth and then crimped to adhere. And once you take it off, I don't think you can resurrect it, I don't think. I've never tried it, but I wouldn't think so. Now, you can also you don't have to have metal stops. You can make a stop out of a wrapped thread or another sort of barrier if you wanted to put a piece of fabric across the top, or some hand stitching or machine stitching across the top. So it doesn't have to be a metal stop, but just anything to prevent the slide from coming off.
The Peony Vest, would it work in a check type boucle fabric?
Oh yeah, the Peony Vest in a check type, yeah, sure. I have the Peony Vest in a lot of things. This one happens to be in a wool boucle. I have them in silks, Tyvek, quilted Tyvek. Quilted fabrics are great with a Peony Vest. It's more like a Patagonia puffy vest. What else do I have one in? I have them lined, unlined, long, short. It's one of my favorite patterns. It has a nice deep armhole, so you can get any kind of sleeve under it.
Okay, not seeing any other questions.
Okay. All right. Well, this week's sale. The Brando Jacket, the Peony Vest. Now it's the Brando print and digital.
And digital.
The Peony Vest. I tell you what, I need a new list. We have so many new patterns. I need a new list. At any rate, the Brando print or digital. Peony Vest is digital. Urban Tee is print. Alex and Olive is print. All of our zippers are on sale. And then we have a tutorial from Series 8, So Confident, second quarter, that's all about the Brando Jacket. And this is chock full of information. First of all, there's a fabulous lookbook. Talks about interfacing, talks about marking with tailor tacks, all the Brando Jacket construction details, how to install the exposed zipper, how to do this notched collar, bagging the lining. It's got a lot of information in it. So that whole tutorial is on sale. And a tutorial on making this, the urban cardigan. How to deal with this, what pattern piece to use, how to get rid of the flange, how to apply the zipper, how to do the appliques. So that's a fun one as well. All right. Well, good to see you all again.
Can you show one thing?
Sure.
Before we go, they wanted to see the Brando unzipped. So can you show what you have on unzipped?
Sure. This zipper works. Depending on the fabric, not this one so much because this is pretty stiff, but you know, I like to wear it kind of like that.
Okay.
Okay. Well, great. Thanks so much, everybody. We'll see you next Tuesday.